Welcome back to Dragon Ball Z Anime Review Part 16. We're discussing the last official arc for the Dragon Ball Z anime Peaceful World Saga, which is roughly 4 episodes, which cover the last 3 chapters of the manga, though the adaptation of these chapters is to start into the third and last episode of the series. The first episode is entirely filler. I don't know why this one particular episode is considered part of this particular saga, even though this episode has got nothing to do with Peaceful World. It's more like this episode could have been attached to the Kid Buu saga, because it takes place like not long after of that. Yeah, the episode's called He's Always Late. Yes. Now, in case you're wondering, is there any visual changes put here? No, not really. I would say this is like... It could be... Now, most of the little bit what was left of episode 287, that was mostly filler. This kind of takes place, it looks like it could be the very next day. Next couple days, it's possible. It's mostly just Goku and his family going to Bulma's house for a barbecue, and they're all wearing nice fancy suits. Which, that's kind of odd for them. Yes. And pretty much mostly everybody is there at this particular party, like pretty much everybody, like every single character who's been in the series at this point, all the regulars. The only people who don't come to this party is Majin Buu and Mr. Satan, but Videl is there, and of course Chi-Chi refers to her as basically Gohan's future wife, which that is true. And what's Goku up to? Well, he's basically babysitting a couple of eggs. Yep, which they do hatch, and of course he's wearing a suit the whole time, and while that's going on, everyone's like having fun. Of course, Gohan's happy to see Piccolo. It probably has been like a couple months. It's never said exactly how much time has passed between the previous episode and this one. It's never stated at all. So, like, everyone just has a good time. When they finish the food, put it away. Then Goku finally shows up, and they take the food right back out they just put away, so he can eat. And turns out he got there was actually 4 new kids. And, well, that's it for that. Yeah, it's an interesting little episode. Yeah, it's a thoroughly enjoyable thing to watch, but the last 3 really take the cake, because here's kind of thing. The way stuff looks in these last few episodes is pretty much, like, you can kind of say these last 3 episodes, animation-wise, is a backdoor pilot to the series that came next, which I'll discuss that in a minute. We have 10 years passed by, and Trunks, before this he was 8 years old. He looks like now he's probably about 18, possibly. They don't really say his age. And Goten has grown up. He is apparently 17. Yep, he's gotten taller, and it's also revealed that now things starts off with Trunks. This, of course, is present-day Trunks who's aged. And once again, we have Eric reprising his role for these last few episodes as Trunks. He doesn't do very much, though he also does return to voice another character in the series, which last time this guy showed up was in the Bobby, so I'll get to that one. First, we have present-day Trunks just flying about. His vehicle's like, so I can show you, like, now I'm gonna do the old-fashioned. I'm gonna fly myself. So he turns his car back into a capsule, because cars made by Capsule Corp, and he goes to see Chi-Chi. Goes to Goku's house, and this I thought was quite strange. The exterior looks exactly like Capsule Corp. Why in the world it looks like this is it was kind of like this, but not this really freaking big. Also, and then we also see Gohan's house. Apparently, Gohan's next door. Yeah, Super contradicted this. You see, the house that's shown here, that's not the same house he has in Super. In Super, he's got a mansion. This is basically like a dome house that he lives in. It's happened to be 2-story. And now, Gohan, aside from the fact that he's got glasses, he didn't really change very much. And we see Videl, who's now Gohan's wife. Her hair has gone a little bit longer, and she's still beautiful. She's probably about... Now, I should point out that Videl is actually 1 year older than Gohan, so she's roughly 29 at this point. She's roughly about 28, And that means Gohan is roughly 27. Yeah, he's 27. Yep, and we have the World Martial Arts Summer coming up. Yep, the 28th one. And we see Mr. Satan. And he has actually got some visual changes in him. Appearance-wise, he didn't really change very much. The only difference between the way he looked in when he was last appeared in like 287 compared to this is that he's starting to bald. Yeah, aside from that, he looks not much different at all. He's still hairy, and he's got sort of a beard, though mostly just a big Fu Manchu mustache and long sideburns, plus with a scruffy-looking face. And Trunks is there because he wants to see Goten, but he also wants to see Gohan as well. Chi-Chi does definitely look like she has changed. And this basically, look for her, will also be continued in the next series. Not Super, it's a series that came before that. I will discuss that. So we go see Goten and Goku. And apparently Goten, older Goten, is now sporting a shirt with his name on it. It says Goten's son. I thought that was kind of weird. Heck, there was another t-shirt that Chi-Chi was washing. And Chi-Chi looks like her clothesline is actually on the second floor of this house on a balcony. Now, did Mr. Satan get that in the house? I don't know. It's possible they got this house at some point. They don't really explain when. Yeah. And then we see that Bulma and Vegeta basically shows up. Because apparently Bulma shows up here because apparently a lot of time they want to see Goku. He's always training. And apparently Goku has not seen her in 5 years. And she looks quite good for her age. I would say she's probably, and this is just my personal guess, she looks about 50, I'd say. While in the case of Chi-Chi, she is roughly in her, I'd say, mid-40s, I'd say. While Bulma is roughly 50. Yeah. So they come visit, and of course they mention about there's this fighter that basically is very, very strong, something they possibly know. And then we say, oh yeah, look who comes in flying. It's Goku's adorable little granddaughter, Pan. Yep, her debut appearance in the anime. Yes, and she's 4 years old. And she's a spitting image of her mother. Yes. That's the interesting thing about Pan. When we look at her, she looks exactly like her mother. Yeah. I mean, she also got her father's skin. I mean, appearance-wise, she's a spitting image of her mother, which is very common seeing in anime. A lot of time, daughters look almost like their mothers. From what I can tell, I would say the only thing she got from her father is probably the same blood. Now, Pan is basically 3/4 human and 1/4 Saiyan. She's more human than Saiyan, but she's still technically a Saiyan. And of course, they have the one martial arts. So, Goten apparently is very laxed, and he apparently has lost his passion for fighting, despite the fact he's constantly training with Goku. But he's ordered to participate in the one martial arts tournaments. And Vegeta tells Trunks, if you don't participate, you go participate in World Martial Arts Tournament 2. If you don't, I'm cutting your allowance in half. Just because you went to participate in a tournament. Okay. So, they go to the tournament. And we see pretty much how Goku acts like a proper grandfather. He takes Pan, do some fun at the carnival, get some ice cream, though her ice cream is knocked over by a kid. The kid basically kind of looks like the kid that Goten fought in the previous tournament back in the 26th, I think it was 25th tournament, I think it was. Yeah. And we see a big woman who looks like his mother. It's possible that he is the same characters, but it's never revealed, obviously. Yeah, and of course Goku gives his ice cream to Pan, because she got a teddy bear, had a little fun, and they set up for the old martial arts, and of course, we had the very first match. Now, the matches are simply this. With the other fighters making debut, this one character who looks like Mad Bull from Mad Bull 34, except this guy's gay. We have a man named Wild Tiger who looks like Nappa. I'm not kidding. If you see this guy, he looks exactly like Nappa if he had hair and having a very thin mustache. He's even designed very similar to him. There's also Captain Chicken. I'm like, what? Captain Chicken. Wow. It's like they really nailed the fact that you have characters who are so, appearance-wise, so weak. And Majin Buu is apparently here. Yeah, he's still around. B, apparently, the dog, he is aged. He looks like the size of dogs I've seen around here. Because when he was first seen, he was a puppy. Now he's a dog. And apparently Mr. Satan has gotten so rich that apparently he decided to donate some money. He apparently is the sponsor of this tournament, which that's a bit unusual for him. What, did he get a bunch of sponsors over the years and just figure, oh yeah, I'll just sponsor with my own money? Like, how rich this man is never explained. It's like, okay. Yeah. And then we have, like, also, we see the new character, Oob. Yes, Oob. Makes his debut in episode 288, 289. He appears for these last 3 episodes, and he appears in the follow-up series, GT. Which, by the way, I am going to be reviewing that as a replacement for this one. Yes, I am. Despite how this series, if GT is infamous, I will be discussing it. Well, Goku uses basically Buu as kind of like how Tien has Chaozu by switching out numbers. This time they're not paper this time, it's more like balls. And he puts one guy as number 6 for some reason. I don't know why. Yeah, put the 2 characters who pretty much look like appearance-wise the weakest characters in match number 3. Have Goku fight Oob in the second match. Pan fights Wild Tiger. And when they have Pan's match, oh boy, she basically wipes the floor with him in less than 5 minutes. And I was like so happy. And of course, when she sees Mr. Satan, he's like so happy to see her. Now, she calls Goku Grandpa. She calls Mr. Satan Gramps. Yeah, that's her. And here's the thing. Piccolo declines participating tournament. Krillin doesn't participate. Also, we see 18. 18 looks like she's cut her hair. And Marion looks a little bit older than she last appeared. She still has the same appearance as when she did previously, where she still has the whole no nose thing. Previously, she was 3. I'd say she's about 13. Also, it's mentioned that Goten's got a girlfriend, which don't see her in this series. I think she may show up in the next series. I have no idea. Yeah, here's something I thought was really weird. Now, despite the fact that Pan is clearly Goten's nephew, she never refers to Goten by name in these few episodes, which I thought that was kind of weird. Yeah. Also, I love the fact they put her in her grandpa's gi, though a smaller version. Basically, it's a gi, the style gi he wore when he defeated Majin Buu, which I thought was really interesting. Also, Videl was embarrassed about the fact that her father claimed that he defeated Majin Buu. Yep. So, oh yeah, and Goten gets a chance to fight Majin Buu in the tournament. Okay. Yeah, and then of course we have Goku versus Oob, which Piccolo pointed out this would be like the true championship match. These two fight for a pretty good period of time. These two fight for the last 2 episodes of the series, where they actually tear some holes in like the stage, top off of the building, which okay. And it's a pretty good match, and then the match is sort of declared a draw because, well, Goku knows he's got a big power inside of him. He needs to be trained. And Goku tells everybody he's going to live in his village for a while. He probably going to visit. And Pan basically makes him swear he's going to visit. Of course, I don't know if he actually does. He does give his adorable little granddaughter a hug goodbye and tells her to, well, take care. And tells Trunks and Goten to train because Oob will probably need someone to look up to. And Vegeta basically probably look after things while he's gone. Yep, he flies off to train with Oob. Yeah, and this kind of unintentionally sets up GT. Yep. For these last few episodes of the series, now it's kind of implied this takes place years after Super. Now, I thought, now here's kind of the strange thing with the time skip between this series and GT. They say it started GT, it's been like 10 years. Which I'm kind of like, that doesn't make any sense. In the case of Pan, it does, because she's about early teens. I'd say she's about 14, because she mentioned in these episodes she's 4. So does that mean in GT she's 14? Yeah, it's never really explained. And Like, if she's supposed to be that age, then is Gohan supposed to be, like, older? Like, all these characters will be older, yet it's kind of confusing when it comes to the time skip for GT. We'll discuss that soon. Yeah, and that'll be my replacement series I'm going to do as a replacement for this one. The next anime I'm going to do is going to be, well, before I start GT, I'm going to do Claymore, then do GT as kind of like this big anime thing, watching while reading some, I'll do other anime with it, okay? Yeah. But in the case, these episodes are pretty good. Nice way to end the series. And by the way, the last episode definitely felt like an ending to the series. Yeah, and also, Goku's outfit, his gi he wears here, same gi he wears in GT. Yep, the same exact outfit. The blue top, yellow pants, and the boots are actually different. Yeah, it kind of looks like similar to when he was wearing slippers when he was younger. But I'm surprised though that they kind of have wear shoes similar to the Kai's, which I thought that was kind of weird. Yeah, because normally he's wearing boots. He's wearing boots with the boots with like a little strap on. He's wearing that since the Piccolo Jr. saga. Here it's like, okay, like his top is different, and like unknown why he changes gi. Yeah, as for why characters look a little bit different than they do previously, unknown the reasoning for that, but in Super, his outfit is completely different. For one thing, he has a Capsicorp symbol on his chest. Yeah, and also everyone else him and Vegeta got completely different attires by the time Super starts up. While Piccolo still got the same exact attire. Yeah. And by the way, he does nothing in these 4 episodes. Yeah, he does nothing. Krillin aged a little bit, not very much. Also, yeah, it was completely obvious, basically, that Goku is obviously taller than Bulma. Yeah, and Bulma's still taller than, well, Vegeta. And of course, he mentions why he looks so young while Bulma's gotten older. And he says, oh yeah, we're saying we stay young so we can train fighter. It's revealed in Super that the reason why they actually stay young until they're 80. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. But all in all, Dragon Ball Z is a fantastic anime to watch. I mean, I know it's in the pop culture, but if you're going to watch this series, watch Dragon Ball first, because that kind of is the introduction to a lot of characters who would appear in Dragon Ball Z. Not every single one per se, but a good chunk of them. Yes, the other ones who don't appear in don't appear in Super, but do appear here first. Characters like Vegeta, 18, 17, Gohan, basically the next generation characters. Yeah. And I will be discussing more when I talk about GT. Yes, I know how infamous this series is, and I know about its reputation. I will be discussing it because it's Dragon Ball, and I will be discussing my problems with the series during the course of the review. And unlike this series, which is roughly about 15 videos long, I'm going to do another video after this one, where I'm going to be discussing the special, Son Goku and his friends. I will be reviewing that. I've been next thing for Dragon Ball review before I get to GT, but I will also be reviewing Claymore. Yep. But yeah, that's it for this particular review. My next review will be a comic corner. Yes, a comic corner, okay? See you next video. Bye.